All right, so today is Tuesday the 8th. Tuesday the 8th. We did go over the homework. We're going to go over the warm up. Okay. We didn't get a chance to do the warm up, so we'll do that together. Okay. Then we have our study guide that we need to do today. We're going to do the study guide first because that's most important because you have your short test tomorrow and it is 12 questions. Your study guide is also 12 questions. Okay. You need your calculator. The whole test is calculator active because when you got scatter plots, you got two-way tables, and we do all of those things in the calculator. So the whole test is calculator active. And again, it is 12 questions, and it's going to be very similar to what I'm giving you on the study guide. So just study the study guide, okay? And then you can go back and look over your notes as well. Any questions about that? All right. Okay, we shouldn't need another day to take our test. You should be able to finish the 12 questions in class. The study guide we're going to submit at the end of the week. If we have time, I'm going to let you go back with your partner and finish filling in the toss coin activity. But we have to finish the study guide first because that's the most important thing. If we don't finish the toss activity, then I'll figure out how to put it back in the lesson plan on a later date. You have your Tuesday's homework. It is, you should have a homework help video. Okay. So make sure that you watch that and you need to study. Do not forget that you have tutoring today. Okay. So if you don't understand something that's on the study guide, you can come to the virtual tutoring session this afternoon at 3 p.m. If you can't make the 3 p.m. time, then and another time is available, then guys, just text me and say, Miss Reyes, can you come at such and such time? All I can say is yes or no. If I'm available, I'm going to say yes. If I'm not, then I'll say no. But it's no harm. So just ask. Questions, comments, or concerns? Yes. What, the tutoring sessions? Yeah. I don't usually. But do you need me to? Okay. All right. If you need me to, I will. Yeah, you would have to attend the tutoring session, but you can always watch the video. If I go over the study guide, I can record that video. Okay, but that's something that they should, have from the regular class. Yeah, so. All right, let's look at the warm up. All right, Tuesday says Collins is helping his teacher decorate a square bulletin board. Okay, with a square, what needs to come to mind is that all of the sides have the same length. Okay, and these are right angles, 90 degree angles. The area, that's the number of cubic units inside of the square. The area, it says, is equal to 225. Okay, square inches. So that's inches to the second power. Okay. How many inches of border does he need to go around the bulletin board? So you need to figure out what one side is, and then you can find each of the sides because they're all the same. So what we're going to do is use the formula for area of a square. Okay, area of a square formula. Anybody know what that is? It's A is equal to, anybody remember from previous years? That's a rectangle. It's a really good start. Length times width. Anybody else? We could use length times width, but guess what? We don't know what either are. They don't give you the length and the width, and they are the same. Okay, so you don't want to use just length times width. Since all of the sides are the same, you say side times side or side to the second power. There's no need to have two different variables for the same number. So we say side times side or side to the second power. Okay, so it's S squared. This is an S. Might look like a 5, but this is an S. So we're going to substitute A, because we know what the area is, for 225. Please listen because we're going to be getting into this in this next unit. So this is S to the second power. The opposite of squaring a number, like the opposite of addition, is subtraction. The opposite of subtraction is addition. The opposite of multiplication is division. The opposite of squaring a number is finding the square root of that number. Okay? When you find the square root of a number, basically what you're saying is what number can be multiplied times itself to give you the number under the radical. Yes, sir.
Squaring is a different way of saying it, right?
Is a different way of saying what? Like
the division?
No, squaring is when you take the same number and multiply it times itself.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, good question. Okay. So we're gonna find the square root on both sides. You ready? So we're gonna pause so we can go to the restroom real quick. We gotta make this fast, or next time they're gonna skip us. Okay, and we don't want to be skipped. Let's do it. All right. This is saying classify the numbers as rational or irrational. Remember on yesterday, we talked about rational being numbers that can be written as a fraction. Numbers can be written as a fraction, okay? Irrational numbers cannot be written as a fraction. That's not rational. The prefix "ir" means not, okay? So numbers cannot write as fraction. And we talked about the three kinds of numbers that can't. That's the non-perfect roots, the ones that when you type them into the calculator, they will be a decimal. Pi, because that's a non-terminating decimal. It repeats it repeats without a pattern. It goes on and on forever, but there's no pattern to how it repeats. Repeated decimals are rational because you know what number is coming next. You can write repeated decimals as fractions, but you can't write a number like pi as a fraction and truly get the number or the answer because it doesn't have a pattern that it doesn't have a pattern as how it repeats. Yes.
Isn't there like 100 numbers in pi?
It's more than that. It goes on forever.
What?
They just stop. You know, when they make that shirt and you see it go on and on, they just eventually have to stop because it never stops. And it doesn't have a pattern to the way it repeats. Okay. And the last one are the non-terminating decimals. Non-terminating. And that's what pi is really. It's a decimal that repeats, but it doesn't have a pattern to how it repeats. So you see the dots at the end. That's how you know that it repeats, but it doesn't have a pattern because it has those dots at the end. Like we wrote right here. This is a non-terminating decimal because it's going to keep going on and on forever, but it doesn't have a pattern. So you can't put a repeating sign over it. Okay? And I'll give you a second so that you can write that down, okay? All right. I'm sorry, y'all. All right, so we're going to name if this is rational or irrational. Let's look at this. When we subtract, what does that give us? We got 10, sorry, y'all, calculator. 105, is it minus or plus? Minus 24, right? And that gives us 81. Is the square root of 81 a perfect square root? What's the square root of 81? Is it a perfect? Type it in, square root of 81. What do you get? What number do you get? I'm not going to tell you because this is one you're going to have to know by heart. You're going to see this one a lot. What's the square root of 81? It's 9. That's a whole number. So this is rational. If it was a decimal, it would be irrational. This is repeating. So we know what numbers are going to come next. So it is also rational. It can be written as a fraction. We know what number is coming next. What about the next one? Is that rational or irrational? Read your notes. It's irrational. Okay. Pi, you see right here, it's irrational. So this is it's not rational. You cannot write pi as a true fraction. Okay. You can estimate it to be a fraction, but it's not going to equal pi. Okay. It'll be just a rounded fraction. All right. But you can round the number to make it a fraction. What about this fraction alone? It is a fraction, so it's definitely rational. Okay. And then this number right here is also rational. And later on, we'll get into how to solve negative exponents. Questions, comments, or concerns? All right, I'm going to pause for the calls. Let's write our homework in our planner. Forgot to do that. Please don't forget that I'm going to be checking planners probably next week for a grade. Remember, next week is the last day for makeup work, Friday.
This week or next week?
It's next weekend. No, it's the last day for makeup work.
I gotta do my homework.
All right. Tuesday, right here, you see it. Please go back. Shh. Check off that you did your homework. We should have all did our homework because we did it together. Check it off. If you studied notes, check that off. If you didn't, don't check it off. We didn't have a homework help video yesterday, so I'm just going to erase this, okay?
Miss Grams,
Mm-hmm.
what kind of like grade does this count as?
I haven't decided yet. In whatever way it's going to help. I hadn't decided yet. All right. I don't know yet. Lost my train of thought, y'all. Math 8 homework. Please don't forget about the tutoring and then watch the homework help video. Okay? Don't forget, all work is due here. The last day for makeup work is next Friday, March the 18th. All right, so let's look at our study guide. Let's look at the study guide, please. Make sure this is so. I hate that they like put. It's like 2 problems a page on these things. That's not my doing. That's just the way it is. So it looks like a lot of paper. But it's 12 questions.
I like it when they're a little bit bigger.
And they're small any kind of way.
Yeah,
You know.
have
Right. Yeah, because I'm running my own paper, I'm making it. Yeah, because that paper is not cheap. It is. All right, ladies, y'all ready? Would it help if I separated y'all?
No.
I think it might. Y'all kind of talk. Shh. I'm not asking you because you sleep every other day. You're not that tired. Shh. Yes, I am. Shh. Okay. You got it together. You haven't been sleeping in class in a very long time. I'm very proud of you. And we're trying to get her to that status, okay? But sometimes you have to be blunt with people and tell them how it is. You can't always sugarcoat stuff because then it won't change. Okay? So let me do this. I got this. I'm not being mean or malicious. I'm just speaking the truth, okay? All right, here we go. So we need our calculator. We're going to clear it. 2nd plus 7, 1, 2. Second, and we really got to be able to do this part. So please focus. So tomorrow you're not looking crazy and mad because you don't know how to do the questions. We're going through the questions right now. Okay? So please listen. We're going to clear our calculator. 2nd plus 7, 1, 2. The questions are going to be just like these questions, just different numbers. It's 12 questions on the study guide and it's 12 questions on the actual test. So they are very much the same. Okay? All right, so let's look at this. They provide you with the Desmos Calculator. You can use it or you cannot use it. It's up to you. But what you would do is you could graph these ordered pairs so you can see what kind of correlation this is. I'm going to end up giving you graph paper as well, because for some of you, it might be easier to just see it on graph paper. Okay? All right. I'm still going to show you how to use this so you'll know. So we got stat, edit. Again, Miss Reyes pressed stat, and then she pressed enter on edit. We've seen this before. Stat, and then enter. I press the stat, and then I press enter, okay? Anybody else? Did you get it, babe? Okay, good deal. All right, so now we're going to type these ordered pairs in the calculator, okay? We're going to type those ordered pairs. Or let's just practice with graphing, because that might be easier. So the highest number is what, 10? And you'll have graph paper, but this is how it works. So this is 9, 10. So you go over the 9 on the X. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And you go up 10. Then you go 1 and 7. This is 1 and go up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then you go 5 and 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 0. You go 6 and 1. This is 6. Go up 1. 10 and 2. This is 10. Go up 2. 1 and 2. 1. Maddie, I need you to do this, baby. 1, 2. And then 9 and 1. So you're going to go over 9 and up 1. All right. What kind of correlation is this? Is this a positive correlation, a negative correlation, or a no correlation? This is no. Those points are everywhere. So the answer that's closest to that is what?
No association.
No association. Remember, correlation and association, they are synonyms, okay? Any questions? All right, let's go to the next. Okay, are y'all okay? Don't get that one wrong, okay? Y'all got it? Y'all understand? Do you understand what a positive correlation would be? What would a positive correlation be?
Kind of straight line.
Okay. If the points, very good. If the points are kind of going up, it looks like it's almost like a straight line, she said. This is positive. What would negative look like? If the points are going down, good. On an average, it doesn't have to be a perfect straight line, but most of the points should be going down. So this is a negative association or correlation, and then this was a no correlation or association. So you could see either word, correlation or association. Okay. All right. Cassie decided to do an informal survey while riding the bus to school. Okay. She asked each girl her age what size shoe she currently wears. Her results are shown in the scatter plot. Okay, so looking at the scatter plot, what kind of relationship is this? It's a positive correlation, right? Is it is it kind of linear or non? Okay. It's a positive correlation, and it's kind of linear. It's sort of linear association, okay? It's kind of in a straight line. Okay, it's kind of in a straight line. Positive linear association. Right. You're not thinking positive? Okay, all right, I'll send you. Remind me to ask Ms. Moore if she could send a packet to ISS. All right. Okay, so let's do the next one. I meant to pause the video, y'all. Sorry about that. Okay, so y'all okay? Don't forget that when explaining this, if it's a positive association, then it's going to be a linear. It's kind of straight. It's not going to be positive, no linear. Just mark this out. When you see that, no. Okay? Because by saying it's a positive association, it's the same as saying that it's kind of linear. Okay? So it has to be this and not this. Any questions? Okay. You wouldn't say that it's nonlinear association. That's like a double negative. Okay. That'd be a no correlation. All right. Good job, baby. Okay. Let's look at this one. Now what we're doing is we are trying to find the line of best fit. So we've got to graph these points. All right. So, I said points. Graph these lines. Okay. So first of all, is this a positive, negative, no correlation?
Negative.
This is negative. And if we're finding a line of best fit, it's got to be either positive or negative. It can't be no correlation. You cannot do a line of best fit for a no correlation. So since these points are going down, we know it's negative. So if it's a negative correlation, your M has to be a negative. Your slope has to be a negative number. Your B in this case is where it would start. Look at where the line is kind of going. It's going somewhere in here. So your B would be right in here somewhere. This is where your B would be. Okay. And this is kind of how you have to estimate. My line is right in here. So my starting amount has to be on this y-axis. So my starting amount is somewhere in here. All right. So let's look at our answer choices so we can choose the best answer. Let's first look for where your M is a negative number. Y equals mx plus b. The number that's attached to x is what we're looking for. It should be negative. So my slope for A, what is my slope for A? Which one of these is my slope? Which? Negative 300. Miss Moore, can you take a packet to ISS for a student? Thank you. You're fine. And your B is the number of bags in thousands. Okay, so this is 9,000, 8,000, 7,000. So you got to read this. Okay, so if that's the case, then is this a possible answer? Because it says 85. So that's 8.5 here. Is that a possible? Is it possible that the line could start at 8.5? It is a possibility. Okay, so this is a possible answer. What's your M here? Is it a negative, positive number? What is it? It's negative 200, Edwin. Yeah. All right. And is it possible that your B could be 9,000 right here? It's possible. This is a good answer too. Okay. So we have to figure out which one of those would be the best. All right. So now let's look at this. This is positive slope, so it's not this one. And this is positive slope, so it's not this one. Questions about what Ms. Reyes just said. So which one would be better if my starting amount was here and the line went down, or if my starting amount is at 9 and the line went down? 9. Mm-hmm. So B is the best. Very good, Tater. B is the best answer. Okay. B is the best answer. Any questions about that? Do you see how I am estimating here? Okay. And you can only estimate if they want you to be very precise, they'll give you the ordered pairs. But they didn't. So you've got to estimate. All right. Any questions? Let's do the next one. Okay, so for this one, it says the graph below shows the amount of time a student spends on homework and the amount of time working at a job each week. Okay, what is the line of best fit here? We're doing the same thing. Is this positive, negative, or no correlation? It has to be negative. It's not going to be no correlation because they ask you to draw a line of best fit. This is a negative. So again, your negative correlate, if it's a negative correlation, your M, your slope is also negative. Your slope or your M is also going to be negative. That's the number that is attached to the M, the X, sorry. This number right here, the number attached to the X, is going to be a negative. So let's look at our starting amount. Our starting amount, if our line is up here, our starting amount will be somewhere in here if we're drawing a perfect straight line. Somewhere in here. Okay? So they got the starting amount of 10. So we know it has to be 10. So which one of these can we eliminate if the slope is supposed to be negative and the y-intercept is 10? Which one can we eliminate?
A and C.
We can eliminate A and C because they both have positive slopes. So we can eliminate these because they have positive slopes. So now we're just looking at these two. Oh gosh, these numbers are too close. We got a -3/4, and we got a -4/3. That's so close. That's too close to each other. All right, so our estimation skills have to be almost perfect. So we know it's at 10. And if we do, it says down, what is that? Down 3 and to the right 4. So let's go down. 1, let's see. Sorry, right here. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I can draw a line. Okay. Does that look like a good line of best fit, you think? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, down 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. My line is a little off. Let me make my points big. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and it would be over here. It would be 4. Okay, that looks good, don't it? That line of best fit look good. It's got a couple below, couple above. Okay, and then the other one is down 4 and over 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, this one don't look good. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. No, that don't look good. This one don't look good. You see that? So the first one is the better one. You see how I did that?
So it's B.
So it's B. You see how Miss Ray has used the slope? The top number was -3. That's down 3. The bottom number was a +4, so that's to the right 4. Okay. Scatter plot below shows the value of the boat over several years. What's the line of best fit? You're doing the same thing again that I just did in the other problems. So I'm going to skip that and go to the other one that you might have issues with. It's time to go already? I forgot today's the short day. Scatter plot shows the seal in the area since 2000. So that means, y'all, if you know you need help, then you need to come to the tutoring session. And you also need to watch the video, okay? So I will send the video to you in Remind, and I'll also put the video on Canvas. So even if you don't come to tutoring, you need to watch the video. Please put your calculator up, okay?